Hi, I'm Suzy and welcome to this adulting thing. In today's little rant slash episode, I want to talk about stress. Now, I've always prided myself of thinking, oh, I'm such a calm person. Like, I don't worry too much or stress too much. I just go with the flow. And it's only in recent years that I've really realised, actually, you know what? Adulting, being an adult, makes me stressed. At school, I would show up, I would work hard, I would do my exams. I never stressed. I wasn't stressing at uni. I would just get my head down, do the work, and that was it. But I think that's before life happened, before I had other responsibilities, because really those things were the only things I had to focus on. I didn't have to worry about all the other things that come with being an adult. And I've really been struggling with feeling stressed. Like, I really have. And I've got a really annoying stress habit where I'll kind of like itch and pick the side of my thumbs. And when I do that, I know things are bad. And I've been doing it so much recently. It's really frustrating. And I'm trying to find ways to overcome my stress, but nothing really is working for me right now. I'm trying to adjust my mindset. I'm trying to be more positive. I'm trying to do affirmations, and I just feel stressed all the time. It's mainly about work, about money, about what the future holds. Ideally, we want to buy a house soon, but until I sort out everything I need to sort with my job, we can't do that. So I feel pressure from that. And it all just builds up into stress. Luckily, I'm not the sort of person who loses sleep when I'm stressed. Like, I literally go to bed and I am out like a light. I am gone. But it kind of manifests itself in other ways in my life. I'm a personal trainer, so generally I'm a pretty fit person. But when I'm stressed, I feel like I want to eat more. I crave sugar. I crave like unhealthy snacks. And that's not usually me. I don't normally crave that sort of thing. So when I do, I know that it's often stress related. I also struggle with stress dreams. So I have a real phobia of insects, like flies, beetles, cockroaches, anything like that. Like, I have a genuine phobia. And when I'm stressed, I have like sort of live dreams, if that makes sense, where you're in bed and it's like you're dreaming that you are where you are right now. So what's happening feels like it's happening right then and there. So I keep dreaming that there's like swarms of flies in my room, and I keep waking up in the middle of the night and I'll literally jump out of bed, or I'll run out of the bedroom into the living room to get away from them. And my boyfriend's like half asleep. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, there's flies in the room. And he's like, there isn't. It's fine. Like, there isn't. And it's only when he kind of calms me down that I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine, and I can go back to sleep. But that is something that is recurring for me at the moment, and that is again another way that stress manifests itself for me. So although I can get to sleep without trouble, when I am asleep, that's when the dodgy dreams creep in. And I kind of try and think, how can I overcome it? I have done sort of meditation, mindfulness things before, and personally I just haven't really connected with them. Maybe I need to try it again, because that's one thing that people always say works really well, like meditating and sort of being quiet, and that can really help with stress. But for me, I do the meditation and it's great, and then afterwards I just feel stressed again. But again, it might be something that I just need to stick at and try a bit more with. I also try and set boundaries with work. I try not to work all the time. When you're self-employed, it's really hard to sort of turn off, because you don't have those set working hours. If you work an office job, you're in at 9 and you leave at 5, and outside of that time, generally you don't really have to worry too much about work or what's going on in the office. But when you're self-employed, your business is like 24/7. So I don't really have a lot of time that I just fully switch off and stop thinking about work. And that is something that I'm really trying to work on, and I think I've definitely got better at it, trying to set those boundaries, not replying to messages from clients at crazy times. But it's still always on my mind. Even if I'm not working, work is on my mind. And stress can have such bad effects on our health. Like, we know this, there's research about the effects that stress can have, like from weight gain to hair loss. Like, there's so much stuff that can happen when you're stressed. And that's why I really hate being stressed, because I don't want to experience all these side effects. I don't enjoy being stressed. It's just a really vicious cycle of worry and anxiety that is just really hard to get out of once you're in it. I've always kept a journal. I've kept a journal since I was pretty young, and I try and write down my thoughts at the end of the day. But I feel like the past few weeks has just been me ranting every day about how stressed I am, about how fed up I am, about how frustrated I am. And my journal's usually meant to be something that is enjoyable for me to like write and maybe look back on in years to come. And I feel like if I look back at the last few months, it'll just be the same thing every day. But it also helps to get that negativity out of my system, I suppose. If I've had a stressful day, actually having a pen and paper and just writing it down and getting it out does make me feel better. But equally, it makes me feel more stuck because I seem to be writing the same thing and I seem to be stuck in a loop. And I'm kind of thinking, how do I get off this hamster wheel of stress? I've really been trying to prioritise a bit more self-care. So one thing I love doing is nails. I love my nail art. So I've been spending more time doing my nails. I've been spending time doing like face masks and like moisturising, trying to do things to distract my mind from work, which has been really nice. But I feel like I need something more substantial that's really gonna put a nail in the coffin of stress. So this is also a rant and a plea. Like, how do you overcome stress? What kind of things should I be doing? Should I be looking at meditation? Should I be manifesting good things? I don't really know. So what should I do? Like, if anyone knows how I should approach this, then please tell me. I've always thought about going to therapy, maybe to try and process feelings, emotions, chat about things. Maybe that could help overcome my stress. I don't know. But I think especially in this day and age, especially when there's a cost of living crisis, there's so much going on in the world, I think everyone's stressed. Like, back in the day when you were a child, you enjoyed that sort of stress-free existence, not having to worry about money, bills, all that stuff. And yes, kids don't have to worry about money and bills generally when they're young. But there's also now social media and they're comparing themselves to people online. They're maybe getting bullied online. And so now kids are even more stressed. I'm sure the kids are more stressed now than they used to be like 20 years ago. And I just feel like it's so bad that everyone in their own way is stressing about something. All my friends, all my family, like at some point, they always tell me that they're stressed about certain things. And I mean, there's always going to be stress, but it's like, how can we handle it, like, to make it less overwhelming in our lives? Because we've only got a certain amount of time to live our life, and you really want to look back when you're like 70, 80 years old and think, I spent the entirety of my 20s just panicking and stressing about the future when I should have been enjoying it. But anyway, I would love you to tell me your thoughts on how you handle stress, and if you have any ideas about what I should do to try and stop feeling so stressed and wound up all the time. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you again very, very soon. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do feel less stress when I get an extra YouTube subscriber.